Hello, New Hope family. Pastor Russ here with another spiritual thought for today. I want to continue discussing what we looked at in our earlier devotional this week as we talked about what's happening in our country today. Unfortunately, there are many people who feel that violence is the only option to produce the social change that is needed in our country. If you happen to feel that way, I hope that you would reconsider. Dr. Martin Luther King said this, "Let me say, as I've always said, and I will always continue to say, that riots are socially destructive and self-defeating. I'm still convinced that nonviolence is the most potent weapon available to oppressed people in their struggle for freedom and justice. I feel that violence will only create more social problems than it will solve." As a country, we were united in collective outrage over George Floyd's death. Peaceful demonstrations calling for change were not only needed, but were even welcomed. Now the talk is not about a movement, but about lawless violence. Lawless violence that dishonors George Floyd's name. Listen to what his brother had to say. If his own family and blood are trying to deal with it and to be positive with it and go another route to seek justice, then why are you out here tearing up your community? His girlfriend, Courtney Ross, said this, "Waking up this morning to see Minneapolis on fire would be something that would devastate Floyd." She said that she wanted those who took to the streets to know this. "I understand their frustration, but I want people to protest in a peaceful way." So what did Jesus teach about responding to violence? The two principles I want to share with you. The first is this: Jesus refused to return violence for violence. The night Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, Peter, one of his disciples, drew out his sword and literally struck the high priest's servant's ear, cutting it. Jesus not only healed the servant's ear, but this is what he said to Peter. This is found in Matthew chapter 26, beginning with verse 52. Jesus said to Peter, "Put back your sword in its place, for all who draw the sword will die by the sword." Jesus wanted us to break the cycle of vengeance, not to spread it. The second thing is to seek justice. In Luke chapter 18, Jesus tells of a woman who was continually going to seek justice against an adversary in court. Her persistence paid off as ultimately she got that justice. It is illogical to blame all police officers for the actions of some. It's illogical to blame peaceful protesters for the violence of some. It is illogical to honor the memory of one victim by victimizing others. But it is logical to treat others as we wish to be treated, which is exactly what Jesus commands in Matthew 7, verse 12. I hope that you and I, as followers of Jesus, will also refuse to return violence for violence. I hope we will seek justice for all. And I certainly hope that each and every day, in every encounter, we will treat others in the same way we wish to be treated as well.